What seems like magic is sometimes science. We don't
Lu suka Bisa nggak deh?
Suka.
Pakai S.
Pony 890531 request.
Storage drive. Good encryption. Be proud.
Tony.
Tung teronet tenonet dudung dung durung. Tong teng terung.
Woi, sojourner langsung mati banget ya.
Babi.
Kena setengah darah tuh deh. Takut kan lo?
Aku flank dulu ya,
Woi, gila. Mundur. Jauh banget gila. Kok suara hacking sampai ke gue sih, Der?
Oh iya. Jangan bohong lu.
Serius. Di kuping gue ada suara hacking.
Gue mau nyari medkit dulu. Meninggoy cuy, bersih.
There once was a kid named Finger.
Lucu.
Na Aurora extend.
Comehor.
Enggak, gue main Valorant. I don't know. Wah, shut up, man. Don't judge me, bro. Hal yang paling bikin lu dijudge. Baru.
Gila. Senjata sakit banget cuy.
Betul. Mana nih? Gue ngelek.
Lu ngelek. Ya, ditinggal pelotnya sama dia.
C9.
GGWP.
Gue dong, buset.
The fuck?
Bener.
What the fuck, man?
Ini bukan lo ngekill cuy.
Gak peduli, Cok.
Ada bola Pokemon.
Gue high impact game loh anjing.
Bacot lo, gue juga high impact ya anjing.
Terus mana POTG lu?
Gue kan
Wah, liat
support,
POT.
gue kan support sih.
Nggak bisa.
Bisa dong. Gua ada kewajiban untuk nge-heal, tapi gue juga nge-damage cuy.
Kalau nggak high impact ngapain main?
Tuh, betul. Gue setuju dengan Zen Ryu. Ryu Gawagateki wo Kurae.
Jennifer Ryu ya.
Jennifer.
Lu tuh kirim ya Asraf.
Apaan? Tuh kan, support lagi ding. Ini Yos ya.
Setting my equalizer to absolute destruction.
Hah. Ayo. Gue udah fokus abis nih. Lihat ini parkour gua. Parkour.
That is the end of my penis. Penis. Your ends will have no penis.
Mana teammate-nya di dalam?
We've gone too far to become penis.
Woi, nice tuh. Anaknya nice cuy.
So let's raise the bar. To look up
Anjing,
to my cock.
anaknya dongo.
We're up all night for my cock. We're up all night for my cock.
Gue ketimpa Diva. Gue mati ketimpa anjing. Sumpah. Gue ada di bawah robotnya, gue mati ketimpa anjing, HP gue full.
Serem banget.
Astaga ngerinya.
Astaga ngeri. Oh, I'm alive! I'm fucking alive! Goblok! Tolol.
Gue mati lagi ketimpa.
Gue
Gue mati ketimpa robotnya.
anjir pinter banget dia manggil robot. Benar.
Gue mati kena robot anjing.
Sama gue juga.
2 kali loh, tai nyebelin.
Anjing. Gue bisa ulti, gue ganti deh. Gue pakai Mercy. Ayo Dar, ambil POT Gerar.
Adaptive circuit engaged. Genji.
Oh, let's break it. Back on.
Nice. Tonjok kok. Balik Dar. Gila lu jago banget. Kurang skinnya aja yang bagus.
Biji lu.
Ada yang jatuh ya? Ada yang jatuh tadi. Protoka juga pinter nih mainin environment-nya. Namanya lock aja. Lock kata lo.
Kocak ya.
Lock bunuh diri. Jadi siapa di Mons become gua anjing? Gua tanya lo. Jago banget gue.
Let's do it faster.
Nah, sini gue pakai Mercy.
You're hard to keep a scope on,
Gue push lu dar.
Always so unpredictable.
Skin lu jelek banget cuy.
Don't be. It keeps me sharp. In 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Fight value. Heightening your capability. I see an enemy. There's one. I'm being attacked. With tough conditions.
Ntar gue heal yang lain dar.
Ah, itu dapat health pack.
Enhancing your strength. Let me tend to that.
Wah anjing. Anaknya mana tadi nggak nge-heal gue?
Kilometer 1.
Healer. Ibu lu nggak ada healer ya? Lu nggak ada healer ya sih?
Ya.
Return to my post.
Anaknya rada dungu.
Boosting your damage.
Kita mau dar.
Heroes never die.
Lagi. Lagi satu.
Helping you up. Join together.
Overaction banget tuh orang.
Here to assist.
Wih, tebas gua.
Come here and I will heal you.
Gue last game, maksudnya gue nge-gym.
Anjay, serius lah.
Self restraint is the best.
Keren.
Kontrol.
Ini last game loh, apa habis ini?
Sekarang.
Oke, gue habis ini juga mau makan.
Gini.
Aduh, itu kenapa bisa maju dikit? Tadi pesannya nyangkut. Kurang mati.
I must return to my post.
Reaper kurang nyari healernya nih.
Come here for healing.
TB mati.
Hidup lagi.
Kill. Nyamber aja.
Bawah lu nih. Woi, nice try.
Woi, jelek banget.
Never die.
Lu lihat healing gua berapa cuy?
Mantep.
Oke.
We're here, so I'm
Ratusan orang gua buff.
What is your favorite animal?
Gue bisa horizontal tapi gue nggak bisa kalau double jump gitu jelek banget.
I can see
Apaan Mercy?
Ini gue belum kebiasa main pakai GEDE.
Lu oke kok. Movement
Masih
doang,
kurang.
mantepin movement doang ya.
Iya.
Lu udah tahu harus ngapain tapi lu tinggal mantepin movement doang. Gua juga, gua nggak pakai Mercy dari tadi gara-gara pengen mantepin support yang lain tuh.
Matiin.
Wah anjing gua di buff. Ini Lucio jago banget, lo harus hati-hati cuy. Kalau gua putus Lucio dia anak agung Lucio cuy.
Lah Genji jatuh.
Itu Moira ya.
pick it up. Kneel to this beat.
Saya lucu dari belakang lo.
Fuck.
Keren banget sih. Siapa pakai bu? Wah, dari belakangnya gue. Nice. Wah, naga. Dar, sini. Woi, pong gua. Wih.
Udah. Jam 7 lewat, gue mesti nge-gym.
Keren lo. Anjing, live with honor lo anjing.
Anjay.
Lo tau gak kenapa endorsement level gue tinggi?
Apa? Heal mulu.
Support mulu gue anjing. Nggak pernah dikasih main damage, ya udah.
Sudah kudogi. Udah.
Udah kan auto bukan gue.
Oh iya. Gue kira lu sengaja, lu hai.
Ya udah masuk nih, nanggung dar. Hehehe.
LTG Ilios view highlight, save, masukin Instagram.
Anjing. Dengar punya gini, highlight intro-nya Bisa yang selfie.
Loading dulu highlightnya karena keren banget.
Iya. Ini cuy, skin full setnya Ash keren banget cuy. Ash setengah bugil. Warlock tuh bagus. Tapi ini yang paling keren.
Keren sekali Daryl keren banget Daryl ajarin cara main Sombra bang. Gampang aja. nggak usah gimana bang.
Gak mungkin ada ngecat kita anjing.
Nggak apa-apa, nggak susah.
Anjing, Sigma Ball. Tet. Tadi udah nih.
Lu main Overwatch lama gak Gun?
Gue mau makan dulu.
Makan dulu ya. Nanti gue makan dulu.
Mainin aja gue dong.
Mainin, enak banget.
Cariin Revenant Rank.
Francis. Yo, I got my floaties.
Jangkret apa ya?
Orisa broken banget dari setelah gue coba beberapa kali.
Iya. Sekarang broken banget.
Cooldown antara apa? Immovable sama yang tombak diputer itu kan berdekatan banget tuh, jadi kayak lu bener-bener bisa damage mitigation-nya parah banget.
Iya. Kacau tuh. Orisa. Dia nya dia yang nge-push orang sambil ngelindungin dia itu bener-bener nggak bisa di hit loh dari depan, termasuk sama ulti Hanzo.
Oh, hah?
Iya, gue pernah lihat, darah nggak kurang aja.
Gue taunya buat nge-bypass itu perlu senjata yang kayak beam attack gitu, kayak dari Zarya atau Symmetra gitu kan.
Enggak cuy,
Kayak
enggak efek juga cuy.
Oh, nggak efek?
Enggak. Atau mungkin gue yang salah lihat ya. Tapi mata gue nggak pernah salah. Anjay.
Shit.
Gila, ini pumpkin keren banget.
Disruption ya, sure.
Jump. Gue lagi masang-masang highlight intro-nya kalau gue POTG in case. Dapat di mana anjing?
Hey, you finna die, baby. Nigga run up, then I swear he gon' get it. Fuck the police, I ain't taking no ticket. Who gave you scary ass niggas some bread? Looking at you like a chicken and biscuit. Don't play with me, cause I swear I get wicked. Beast to the west, cause you jumping like crickets. So many hoes, don't you ask, can I dig it? She asked how long do I last, girl, no limit. Unless the head too good, then I might bust in a minute. Dirty on me, put a hole in your fitted. How you a boss with no hand in your business? Niggas moving weird, they got crab legs. Yeah. Really smart girl, but she get bad head. Please don't end up on the news, bitch. Get bagged up like a new fit. Bad bitch suck 2 dicks. She ain't a hoe, she just too lit. Got 2 hoes and they both chirping. You can say I got 2 chicks. Wake up and get another bag. You can find it in the blueprint. Goddamn, I ain't really feeling you, and I don't really want to deal with you. Young girl, nigga, innocent. Swear to God, we a different budget. You better keep this shit lyrical, cause if I gotta get physical, you gon' end up on a respirator and condition that's
Hit him.
gotta run all these binges up. Watch it, nigga pull up in the Bentley truck. I'll make enough paramedics come pick it up somewhere. All of your shit is shoot at your niggas, aim at their chest, just like you want to get titty fucked. Shoot at your niggas, aim at their chest, just like you want to get titty fucked. Ain't none of my niggas getting frightened. For the God, all my niggas fighting. This shit bite your ear, might tight.
Folder bokep gue kehapus, sedih.
Sedih banget nih.
Ini lagi di recover sekarang.
So many bricks you can make a tower. Your mixtape really stink. It stank. Every song I need to take a shower. If I take you shopping, don't take an hour, cause that mean I gotta wait an hour. Baby girl keep acting childish, I might have to smack her with the baby powder. You shooting shots at me? Why you doing? So many bricks you can make a tower. Your mixtape really stink. It stank. Every song I need to take a shower. If I take you shopping, don't take an hour, cause that mean I gotta wait an hour. Baby girl keep acting childish, I might have to smack her with some baby powder. You know what the fuck going on, nigga? That's why I didn't in this bitch. Fuck you talking about? You thought it was. Hey, why do you want to murder? Hey, y'all bitch on me. Huh? She just want me for my dick. She just want me for my, Whoa. Up penting on this? Oh shit. Oh yeah. You finna die, baby.
Oh.
Mungkin begitu kan bagus. Kalau dulu ada lore-lore gitu tay.
Siapa?
Dulu di skin itu ada ceritanya. Kalau dulu kalau di refer ke Black Watch gitu kan.
Oh iya.
Ada cerita, sekarang nggak ada anjing. Jadi yang tahu-tahu aja, beneran yang tahu-tahu aja anjing.
Yang tahu aja.
Jadi ntar gue makan dulu. Nah, kayak gue enakan sambil nonton YouTube dimakan.
Increase damage, unlimited ammo. Sure.
Apa ya? Kita pause dulu. Kasumi, Dead Hole.
Oh, jatuh gua.
Kenapa ya?
Oh, it's bleeding out.
Solve every problem. Money
Oh, never mind.
and explosives. I've got an idea!
I've got an idea!
The world of gaming is always trudging forward, and sometimes it's nice to stop and take a little look back. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 of the most nostalgic moments for 2000s gamers. Starting off at number 10, it's the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer experience. Now, the Call of Duty series was pretty big by the time Modern Warfare 2 came out, but it was really here where the series became the biggest thing in gaming. For a lot of people out there, this was where the series peaked as well. And even if it was kind of a frustrating and broken mess at times, for anybody who was playing Modern Warfare 2 religiously back in 2009, remembers how big of a deal this was. Whether you were in high school playing 1v1 after getting home or playing in groups online between classes and college, this game was everywhere. People who never talked to each other before suddenly became best friends because of this game. And even if those friendships didn't last past the last day of school, and I'm not saying that none of them did, in case you've got a lifelong friend that this is how you met, but the memories stick with you. I mean, it wasn't all great, of course. The Model 1887s and UMP-45s could really be a nightmare, along with, you know, all the glitches. But it didn't matter. The game was just that good. And on top of being good, it was everywhere. It was so present. And number 9 is going on your first rampage in any GTA game. Doesn't matter which one it is, except 5, which of course came out in 2013. All the other ones came out the decade prior. And you could have started with GTA back in 2001, all the way up to GTA 4 in 2008. I'm going to exclude 4's DLC because it didn't really add to the world and also came out in 2010. So we're talking about the world that came out in 2008 anyway.
Dan ini berarti crossplay-nya Warframe udah bener-bener on terus ya?
Once you're free
One test lagi, udah official. Atau gimana?
You find a gun somewhere and you start shooting, right? Like, yeah, we all play a couple of missions and then the open world is there and we're like, let's try this. Usually you don't last long the first time around because, again, you got like some crappy gun and you're just walking around. You don't know the cheats yet. But it didn't matter. It was a game that just let you do whatever you wanted. You could wander around, you could cause some mayhem, get a police chase, didn't matter. And that's what made it so awesome. Now, throw in the cheat codes. That's when it really gets sweet. Now, these days, it's not as fun to start trouble in games anymore. At least not most open world games. There's a few exceptions. But with the Grand Theft Auto games, there's just a real joy to just start messing around. It almost feels like a lost art. It's just fun to do stuff that you know you're not supposed to do in a game. Like, we all know this stuff is wrong in real life and would never do it, and that's partly why it's so fun. At number 8, capping
Okay,
your
buddy.
friends, like killing them from across the map with the pistol in Halo. If Modern Warfare 2 wasn't your big multiplayer obsession in 2000s, probably safe to say Halo was, right? Whether it was split screen or over a LAN in Halo 1, playing on Xbox Live for the first time with 2, or going nuts with the Forge and 3, it doesn't matter because all 3 games were amazing, especially back then during the height of their popularity. Like, there were so many great moments just playing the original Halo, realizing how overpowered the pistol was, for instance. Or, you know, like jousting with warthogs, that was a lot of fun. Rather than being super competitive like Modern Warfare, Halo's kind of more of a sandbox thing. It's a place to have fun and screw around in, at least for me. It's still a lot of fun to get into an intense game or two. Like, that's not impossible or anything, and it is great. But the real entertainment kind of came from screwing around. I mean, Rooster Teeth made an entire media empire out of just screwing around in Halo. That's what Red vs. Blue was. Is? It's still around. Like, they make new episodes of that, and it's still them playing around in Halo. Maybe your nostalgic moment is getting a series of energy sword kills or landing the perfect rocket shot. It doesn't actually matter that much. Just the whole experience of playing those first Halo games is really nostalgic, especially for anybody who grew up with them. And number 7, installing Steam to play Half-Life 2. Remember when everybody was complaining about having to install Steam to play Half-Life 2? It is one of the most anticipated sequels of all time, and Valve had the brass balls to force people to install it.
Shouldn't be an issue.
Even if you had the disc version. I mean, it wasn't completely unheard of to have a client in 2004. Like MMOs like EverQuest and World of Warcraft. Actually, just EverQuest, because World of Warcraft, I think, came out. But same thing, right? More people were complaining about Half-Life 2, if I remember right. But being forced to sign up for something was just weird for a single-player game. And I remember being pretty skeptical about it. I mean, looking back about 20 years later, it's been a couple decades, right? Nah, I'm not going to do the math. The concern kind of seems a little ridiculous considering how ubiquitous Steam is now, and how beneficial it's been for the PC gaming market as a whole. But at the time, we're all annoyed about having to install this seemingly pointless program. You know, kind of like how we feel every time we have to, like, install Uplay or whatever launcher some idiot businessman foists on the gaming division. Like, do they really think that they're going to have another Steam? I mean, Epic Games had to massively undercut Steam's prices, and their market share is not even comparable at the moment. Yeah, Epic is doing pretty good, but Steam dominates. They have between 75 and 80% of the market currently, according to various estimates. Still, I was really grumbling through the entire setup process. But like everyone else, I accepted it because I wanted to play Half-Life 2. Back then, I probably would have let Valve install like a keylogger just to get Half-Life 2. That's how much I wanted to play that game. And it's still a classic today. With the release of Black Mesa, the sort of remake of the original Half-Life, I mean, that was a while back, but that'll always make you want to play Half-Life 2. But it's just kind of funny to look back at all the grumbling about Steam back then. Like, look at PC gaming today. Like, there are things about Steam that I like and things that I don't. But I do get a little nostalgic when I see screenshots, the old green interface and the tiny game library. Back in 2004, I don't think anybody would have guessed what Steam would be or how big it would eventually get. It's kind of insane. At number 6, the iconic start screens of a lot of games. Like, there's still some pretty good ones now, but back in the 2000s, they really made that into a thing. Like, even before the game started, the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox startup screens were amazing. Like, they were elaborate and they'd burn through your brain without being too long or annoying. But, like, think about the original Halo menu. That is one of the most iconic video game things ever. Every time I would start that game up, I remember just like sitting for a minute to take it in because it would really put you into that world. But you could even say the same for Need for Speed Underground, which is less atmospheric and doesn't have the grandeur of the Halo starting screen, but it did have Get Low from Lil Jon, which is just hype you to no end. You were ready to race by the time you were racing. Another really good one was the original Metroid Prime. It had this awesome, sinister soundtrack and really good visual effects that fit the game perfectly. Like, I could list off iconic intro songs all day. Like the amazing Grinder, Red Alert 2's theme song. The somber menu music to Max Payne. The upbeat earworm that is the Sims theme. Like, you could probably list this stuff all day. This is easily capable of its own video. There's a little detail. But let's just keep it short and say there's just some amazing and nostalgic main menus from the 2000s. And number 5, the rush of using motion controls for the first time in Wii Sports. Like, I remember when the Wii was new. No one really knew quite what to think about it when it came out. A lot of industry people speculated the gimmicky new machine would be the end of Nintendo, and boy, that was dumb. Not only did the Wii sell about 20 million more units than both of its much more powerful competitors, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but it was pretty much unavoidable. Like, either you had one, your parents had one, your friends had one, somebody in your life had one. I mean, it was a mega hit and it totally reversed Nintendo's fortunes. And the game most people played first was Wii Sports. That first time you used a Wii controller, as long as it was working properly and you were playing a game that was actually good, it was kind of magical. Like, you swung the controller and the guy on the screen swung the racket. It felt like this thing would never work because you'd seen tons of stuff like this before. Like, maybe you had a power glove as a kid or that weird U-Force thing.
There you go.
And most of those old motion control gimmicks just didn't work at all. But this one does. Like, it works pretty damn well. And, like, as a novelty, it does wear off eventually. But Nintendo put out a lot of quality games on the Wii, so it was a good system beyond the gimmicks. Hardly perfect. Obviously, it was not much more powerful than the GameCube, and even the motion controls weren't perfect before the Wii Motion Plus upgrade, but when it worked, it was a ton of fun, as long as you didn't throw it at the TV. And number 4 is nailing a song in front of your friends playing Guitar Hero. Gimmicky controllers were all the rage in the 2000s. We ate them up. But I cannot think of a gaming phenomenon that got bigger at the time that also burnt out so quickly. Like, everyone loved Guitar Hero one day, and the next day, people stopped caring completely. I think, again, this is the subject of its own video. I don't think it's just that people got bored with it. I think that there are things that we can absolutely say about it. Oversaturated market, too many releases, the weird splitting of Rock Band and Guitar Hero, etc., etc. And then there was that really awful attempt to make a new one.
Enak banget ini Trinity punya Ember Shard sekarang. Holy shit.
Like, play all the songs on stream.
So good.
On Through the Fire and Flames. It's just something you had to do in the 2000s to prove your gamer cred.
There's
something so nostalgic.
Lu 1 atau 2 games tanpa gue dulu dah. Gue tanggung.
Nowhere near as good as I used to be, but it's fun to try. The presentation of these games is still amazing, and even though any real guitar player would scoff at anyone playing these games with a toy controller, it's still a fun game. Back in the day, just getting through some of the harder songs on Expert really made you feel like a god, especially if you had some friends over who could barely get through I Wanna Rock on Easy. Yeah. And number 3, experiencing Baron's chats in World of Warcraft. What do you need to say beyond that? Anyone who played World of Warcraft back when it first came out has to remember the Horde chat, unless they played Alliance. But do those?
Gue baru tahu ternyata siapa Junker Queen kalau lu melee ada pasif ngebleednya juga. Gue baru tahu.
Ada. Abis itu lu
gak ada yang ngasih tahu cuy.
Lu kan aja. Siapa yang salah?
Nggak salah sih, cuman kan gue nganggap teman gue kayak bakalan mau gue mainnya bagus gitu kan ya, ekspektasi
kan,
gue.
Tapi ekspektasi kita semua sebagai teman-teman lu itu gini cuy, apa namanya, nerd as fuck cuy. Jadi kayak lu nggak dikasih tahu pun udah tahu. Understand Nora?
Understand. Kok nggak mau nih? Oh deh.
So our infamous whatever is how big the Baron zone was. Basically 2 massive zones smushed together, and all 3 major starting zones were connected to it. So it was there where everyone in the Horde converged, unlike the Alliance where everyone's starting zones were pretty spread out. It was inescapable. You could try to mute it, but how many people actually did that? It was a place where people argued about politics, got in petty slap fights,
which one did you have?
Jokes. It was a free-for-all. Probably the best and worst of internet culture, at least somehow intersects with that. Like, people could be incredibly generous and helpful, and they'd be coexisting with, like, the most obnoxious trolls in the world. It was somehow just kind of a more innocent time. And when I think of early World of Warcraft, Baron's chat's the thing that probably sticks out in my mind more than anything else. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about, and if you weren't, I don't know if you should consider yourself lucky or unlucky, but I'll say I don't hang around World of Warcraft anymore, and part of it is that feeling is gone. And number 2 is playing the iconic openings of various games. Kind of like the start screen point, I'm going to use this as a bit of a catch-all for some of our favorite opening moments in games. Like the first time you see a chainsaw in Resident Evil 4. That first big combat sequence in the town was terrifying for anyone who first played it, especially when the chainsaw came out. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has a less flashy, but still amazing opening. Like, who doesn't remember CJ's line after getting dumped in the back alley at the start of the game?
Here we go again. Worst place in the world. Rolling Heights baller country.
It's so nostalgic that it became a
armor was no problem.
Like, I saw someone
I've got
use
myself
that
armor
meme
strips
yesterday. Like, it is that fresh on my mind. When it comes to open world reveals, it doesn't get a lot better than when you finally exit Vault 101 in Fallout 3, or when you see Rapture that first time in BioShock. What a hell of an intro. The opening moments of Arkham Asylum, also still amazing to this day, like the entire walk with the Joker, with the opening credits, and the multiple fake outs. It's so well done. Metal Gear Solid 2's freighter sequence is arguably the best part of the entire game. And not just because you're playing as Solid Snake, but that does help with the iconic element of this. City Escape and Sonic Adventure 2, outrunning that gun truck. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, that's not good.
When games started to go all out with their intros. There's like too many good ones to count. And at number 1, playing Flash games at school when nobody was looking, or with teachers who didn't care what you did with your time. It just doesn't get any more nostalgic than this. Like playing Flash games at school during computer lab, foundational memory for a lot of us. And with the Flash totally dead, many of these games only exist in our memories. Like the list of freely available Flash games is pretty much endless. Stuff like Breaking the Bank or Club Penguin, hugely popular games. But my personal favorites are the Homestar Runner games. The site itself is pretty nostalgic. Like, you remember Strong Bad talking like this? Yeah, I do. And you can still play most of the games on an emulator, but the experience isn't quite the same. Some all-time classics from that site include like the Stinko Man, the Dungeon Man, Peasant's Quest. Pretty much everything on that site was excellent time wasters if you're a kid with no money and too much free time. There's still plenty of free games to play online now, obviously. I'm not saying there aren't, but when I think of the 2000s, I think of Flash and all of the insane crap that turned out to be incredibly fun, innovative games that, again, are all pretty much just gone forever. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know.
Asik. Main demen ku.
Empandem.
Curang nggak pakai. Lama banget keluar game.
On the other side, or what? The body cyan.
Udah aja deh. besok lagi. Oke, dadah. Bye bye.